Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Connecticut at Your Service. We come to you live each Tuesday at 6:30, and we feature individuals in the community that are making a difference through their personal work, the things that they do in the community, or the ways that they support small businesses. I have the honor today to introduce my friend and community partner, Jennifer Cuevas, and she is the owner of the Dream Suite Collective. And before we get started, just like I do every show, Jen, I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself and your journey to how did you become kind of like the owner of a co-working space that supports other businesses.
Yeah. So hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Cuevas. So how I became the owner of Dream Suite Collective was I was always that person to try to help everyone in their journey, their business journey. I love entrepreneurship. I love people. I'm always the person, if you tell me a dream, I'm going to figure a way to make it happen. And I just wanted to be able to have a place where the dreamers, the creatives can come to.
And we want to make sure that you know the website so that you could start looking while we're on the show, but don't tune out. So Jen, and you're young, you're like a young entrepreneur, so I'm really excited about kind of like what your journey is, because you're doing then what I'm just doing now. Right. So I would love to just for you to share a little bit about your personal journey, because I know you have a daughter, and I've seen her at your workspace, so you know she's probably like a little mini me, which I know she is. Yes. But tell me a little bit about you, kind of, you know, how did you get here?
So I am a mom. I have a 16-year-old daughter, Ariana. She is amazing, and she definitely supports my entrepreneur journey. How I came about to entrepreneurship was I actually took a program on entrepreneurship, but I always was the person to like sell something. So I was literally like selling t-shirts and hats out of my trunk when I was working as a manager at a gym, and entrepreneurship was always in me. So one day when I left the gym, I decided to go full-time as an entrepreneur and help people on their business journey. So I started off with social media management, content creation, helping people revamp their page, or even helping them start a LLC. Anything that had to do with business, I was helping people on their journey of starting their business. And then one day I put on my vision board, and this is crazy, because I put it on my vision board that I wanted to open a co-working space, and I didn't think it was going to happen within that year, but the same year that I put it on my vision board, it came about, and everything was just so smooth. It went so smoothly, and it was almost like this is what you're supposed to be doing. And it's been amazing. We had so many events, was able to help people on their journey. Creatives have a space to come to, so it's been great.
And you do a lot of things out of that space. And I have to tell you, one of the things that I love that it's become like a place to kind of congregate, because you and I took a workshop called Weeble, which is Workshop and Business Opportunities, back in the day. And it was a 16-week class that really talked about how do you bring your idea to actually have a business, and it was over those 16 weeks. So it helped you, like if you were gonna do marketing, it was about how do you market your business and who are your competitors. So I remember that because I remembered you from that class, and you know, back then you were helping other businesses, and I will tell you, you've helped me. You know, and we've had conversations on the phone. It's like, okay, where are you trying to get at? Because you're just like all over the place. And creatives do that. Creative people. Ricky's in our studio here, and he's one of those creative people that just, it's almost like if you look at a little bee that just pollinates a little bit here, a little bit there, you know, just leaves a little bit of himself and his work and the things that he does. A lot of creatives are like that. So tell me specifically, when you say that, first of all, let me say that I love the quote on your webpage. Before we get started, I need you to say it.
Thank you. So the quote is, you live the dream, we set the vibe. You live the dream, we set the vibe. And the whole concept of that with Dream Suite Collective is just how it sounds. Like, you live the dream, you come with whatever you're passionate about, and we'll set whatever vibe it is that you need to get your dreams out there. and just to inspire you and give you a space where you feel comfortable to dream. Because it's so hard, like all of us have big dreams, but it can easily get shut down by being around the wrong people or just hearing from one person saying, oh, that's not possible, you can't do it. But at Dream Suite, we want you to feel like anything is possible. Whatever you want to do is possible. Of course, you got to do the work, but it's possible.
You definitely got to check out the website. It's dreamsuitecollective.com.
Yes.
But I will tell you, when you talk about setting the vibe, I mean, you go like, so I went in there and I was like, let me take a look at this space. And I have to say, the way you set it up, it looks like it's way bigger than it is.
Yeah.
Because your pictures are like so good and you do so many things in there. Share with us, like, because you have different ways to support artists and small businesses. Just describe kind of the different things that you have for business owners that they could use there.
Yeah, so the space is created for business owners. You can host workshops there. You can host your own personal workshop. So if you wanted to teach something and you wanted a class of maybe like 10, 15 people where you wanted to host a workshop, you can do that. You can host photo shoots, meetings, networking events. We've done all type of things, including community events, because I always want to give back to the community and be able to have those type of events. And to be able to have a space now is just like, yes, if I can give back and we've done things like HIV testing. We gave back for a toy drive. We just done so many events, more than I ever thought. But yeah, it's definitely a space where if you feel like you need somewhere where just to start is a place to start. If you want to start teaching, we had a girl who actually did a hair braiding class for young girls at the shop, and the young girls learned how to braid, and it gave them the opportunity to, if that's what they want to do in their career, they'll be able to do that. So if you wanted to come and host a photo shoot, you wanted to come and network, have a meeting, is a space for you.
And she's being very like low key, but let me describe to you what you're going to be looking at in there. The place is very colorful and very vibrant.
Yeah.
So when you talk about setting the vibe, that's what I think of when I say I want to set the vibe. She has along the wall, she has like little mini tables, so you can just bring your computer and just go to work. She has tables and chairs that, you know, that are available, or you can rent or whatever to do, whatever your event is. And you talked about kind of the giving back and things like that you do, and we cannot do a show about giving back without talking about your girls. So tell me a little bit about first who they are, and how they help you live the dream.
Yeah, so my two best friends, Shayna Taylor and Bobby Brown, they are amazing. Bobby is on the Board of Education. She is actually the youngest person on the Board of Ed. Shayna Taylor is a teacher, community activist here, and you would see her out there advocating for the youth because she don't play that when it comes to the kids. And myself, I am business, they call me Business Babe, so I'm normally the one who would share the resources when it comes to businesses. So we came together, but since we're all different, we were able to come together and actually come up with a platform called Bridgeport Strong, where we connect people in Bridgeport to the resources and the things that are happening here in Bridgeport. We started Bridgeport Strong 2 years ago. We did not think, not that we didn't think it was going to be as big, but it's been amazing to be able to help people with just resources. And this is something we do just to give back. We love to do it. We love advocating for our people. We love giving people the resources. When people say there's no resources, we'll show them different. Like Bridgeport does have resources. You just gotta, you gotta find it. And
I've seen them. You've done also pop-ups.
We've done
So
pop-ups.
how do people find out about different events that you might have going on, or if they wanted to take part in one of your pop-ups? Because it's all about supporting business and supporting small business, and even a deeper layer, supporting Bridgeport small businesses.
Yeah, it's so important to support the small businesses because they are literally the ones who build up your community. So when I do pop-up shops, it's to get those small businesses to be seen, to connect with each other, to network, and to have a platform to be able to sell their products. A lot of times we get first-time entrepreneurs who just started their business, and they'll start their pop-up shop there. And then from there, they'll start selling their items other places. So just to have somewhere to start, even if you don't have a website yet, having somewhere where you're inspired by other entrepreneurs is important to me. You can find out about our pop-up shops by following us on Instagram. Is Dream Suite Collective on Instagram, Dream Suite Collective on Facebook as well. And also our website, www.dreamsuitecollective.com.
So I don't know if you've noticed any shift, but in the people that I have been working with, there's been this gigantic shift since COVID, that more people are working from home or working some days in the office and some days from home. So I think that it's just, and what are the hours that you're open if people wanted to?
We are open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7 p.m. You can come work, you can get a day pass, or you can, get a monthly pass.
Okay, and they can find all that out on your website.
You can find that on the website, yep.
So let's talk a little bit about, because I will tell you that when we spoke, one of the things that was really important, and to a lot of small businesses, because the bad thing about COVID and the good thing about COVID is that you can work from anywhere.
Yes.
Right? It's really changed the landscape of the way small businesses work. So, but with that comes that you've got to have a presence, an online type presence, and you mentioned some of those. What do you think are like the top 2 or 3 that are really important for you to have?
Presence. Definitely you should have some type of business social media platform page, not just your personal page, but a business page where you're promoting what you do, you're consistent, you're sharing what you do. Is important to let people know, because we assume that people know, but they don't always know what we do. So being consistent on social media, having a website when you're ready to, launch your business, that's important to have people, so people can know exactly what it is you do and they can find you and they can purchase whatever it is you're doing.
And there's definitely, free ones. But I think at the end of the day, I think as a business owner, and that's something that I came to realize, is like, what kind of presence and what do I want people to see?
Yeah.
So what are some of the key things that on a website would be really important for people? Because you could get a web page that costs you a lot of money and some that cost you no money. But you've got to do kind of the work with that, right? What might be some key things to make sure that people have on their social media page or on a web page? So
the key thing for your business is telling people about you. You definitely want to get people to know who it is and how do you help people. What is it that you do? I say we can sell all day, but how are you helping your community? How are you building your community? What is it that you do that can make their life better or make it easier? So I always say we're in the business of helping others. So how can we portray that? How can we tell people, hey, this is what I do. This is, the services that I offer.
And I think that that's just so amazing just to kind of figure out, because I remember, because you had referred me to somebody and he helped me with my webpage. And I remember I overwhelmed myself. First I cried because I thought it was so great. And he'll tell you that's the truth. I'm not making that up. I tend to cry. When something's really good. Good music, good people, forget it, I'm lost. So I remember, and I just gave him everything. And I think I was like, everything in the kitchen sink went into my website. And they're like, you don't need to put all of that, just a few pages.
You had a lot of information.
I had a lot of information that I had banked over however many years I am. Which we're not saying that out loud. But there's just an opportunity. So with that, what are some key pages? So about you,
definitely, your services, maybe pictures for inspiration, like an album. You want to have a call to action. What do you want people to do when they get to your page? What's the call to action? Once they're on your website, what else do you want? I think those are the most important. Of course, on websites, people do add extra pages on what they want to add, but definitely your About Me page, your front page, your pictures, and the call to action. What do you want people to do when they get on your website?
And businesses today look very different, are run by very different people, and you don't really know who's kind of doing it until you really get into kind of doing that. With that, small businesses is big business right now. Yes. Are there any, so you know that there's a lot of different resources, huh?
I like that quote, small businesses is big businesses right now.
I didn't create it, I heard it somewhere. It's the truth. You know
like,
what I mean? There's a lot more smaller businesses than there are bigger businesses in our city.
Yes.
So it's really important, and you've done with your pop-ups where people can not only share their goods, share their information, but also network. You talked a little bit about that. You are considered a community resource in what you do to help other businesses. But are there other organizations, like one of the ones at SBA, the Small Business Administration, because they have a lot of services that are for free, but they tell you and then you got to go do it. Yeah. It's when you need help in kind of navigating and doing that where people like you are a real asset. But what are some other ones that you think are really good?
There's so much free resources. You can literally go to your city website page and find out grants that's coming out, what to do in business, step by step. A lot of people start, like, I know in the beginning there's a lot of people who didn't really know how to set up their LLC. All that is on the website, or you can Google. Everything is, you can either Google, you can YouTube. The resources is out there, the information is out there. They have free work, like the free workshop like we do, where you can actually not only take the course for, well, it's not free, but is a low price. You can take the course and you can also get a mentor. You can get a mentor. There's resources out there. You just gotta a little bit of research, you'll find the resources.
And the great thing about you is that when people connect with you, you're like, this is the one, call this person. She's got everybody kind of at her fingertips. But we've referred people to like SCORE, that's
Score's
retired executives. Have you ever used SCORE?
I use SCORE. Okay. I actually had a mentor from SCORE. So a mentor is going to be one of the most important things as a business owner. Find someone in your industry, or find someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to business, because these mistakes, we made them. We made them, so we're here to help.
Absolutely. We want to be able to share best practices. And it doesn't matter what business you're in, and this is what I've learned. It doesn't matter what business you're in, there's room for everybody. Yeah. And you don't have to be, you can be friendly, you can help, you can connect. And I think that's one of the things too, that you, Bobby, Shay, and myself because we were in your space a couple months ago. And somebody had made a comment because you guys were the younger ones. Yeah, me and Crystal was there, and another Crystal, how you doing? Yeah. And we were on the other side. It's like, that was us not so long ago. We just didn't know that all these different resources existed. So one of the resources that I really want to mention is the Women's Business Development Council. And they have currently 3 offices, and primarily they help women own businesses, but they help males too. Yeah. But they had like a startup grant that they had for businesses. You just have to prove that you're a viable business, right? So, a presence and all of that. And then they also have where if you run a daycare center, you can apply for money to run your daycare or to expand your daycare. And that's huge. And like you said, the city of Bridgeport has some. Yeah. The CT.gov. You were talking about how...
Yeah, you can go on there and they have step by step. Everything. But one of the most important things is making sure all that is in order so that when these opportunities come, because there's a lot of opportunities happening right now, you want to be able to get it. And I know a lot of people who were able, like, they had all these grants like the CTwomen.org or all these other... during COVID, there was so many grants and money given away to small businesses, but if you don't have your paperwork in order and you don't have everything in order, you're not going to qualify for those grants. So make sure that you have that paperwork in order prior to signing up.
That's a really good point to kind of put up. What might be some of those things that they need to have? What are some examples? So
the structure of your business, whether you're a LLC, sole proprietor, what it is, you definitely want to try to hire a CPA.
A tax person.
Right? A tax person, a CPA. But I think CPA works more with small businesses and helping them get their taxes in order. You want to, that's why Weibo was important, because they taught us the structure of money and how to figure out profit and loss, and what you want to be able to have that information. Most people don't even have the information of what they're making, what they profit, what they lost. So you want to be able to have that information, because they do ask how much you made this year. And if you don't know that, then it's going to be hard to qualify for a grant.
I think that you hit kind of something really important about having kind of your finances in order, because that is the truth. Because when on the onset of COVID, we had a company that I went and I interviewed, and they forfeited like $10,000 because they didn't have a bank account in the business name. We're leaving money at the table.
Yeah, something simple like that. And it's crazy because it is the small minority-owned businesses that don't have the structure together. I'm not saying everyone, but there's a big part, and we need to talk about it so that we can be able to say, how do you need help, and how can you get those resources? Because you need to have the structure.
So thank you, our viewers. We do have a caller, because it is a live-in show. Hello and welcome to Connecticut at your service. Do you have a question for Jennifer?
Hi, yes. My name is Jasmine. I am a photographer for my online business. I was wondering what kind of resources she has available at her studio for product photography.
Hi. So right now we do have a space where you can do photography. If you wanted to take photos at our shop and have your clients come and do the photo shoots, you would be able to have a space where you can do that.
It's just they call you for an appointment, right?
Yeah,
go onto your website?
You'll make an appointment, you go on the website, reach out to us, make an appointment, and we can actually have the space for you available.
Okay.
Did you have any other questions?
Yes, where are you located?
We are
What
located.
a great question. Wait,
Good question.
we didn't even say that. Where are you located?
Did we
Thank
not
you.
say that? I am located in Bridgeport on Barnum Ave, 1846 Barnum Ave.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
problem.
thank you.
Thank you for tuning in.
So that's awesome. This whole time we're talking about all the things that you do, and I didn't even tell them where you were at. So Bridgeport, Connecticut, Bridgeport Resources. But I will tell you, this state has, Jennifer's just one. There are many individuals that really want to help. My friend Ramon Peralta actually wrote a book about doing your business, and it happened from his experience. And he shares, and I don't know if
and then
how
just
we
like businesses like Deborah, where Deborah Cavanis, where she actually has free workshops that you can take advantage. I was actually one of the teachers at the workshop, and it was offered for free for small businesses. So the resources is out there. You can follow us. I know Carmen always posts resources.
Whenever I get them, and I take some from you. But I think what I was trying to get at with Ramon's story that just always like resonates, and I don't know if you've worked with other businesses that were kind of like pushed into that. He talks about that he actually had lost his job, and ultimately that's how he started kind of doing his business, and I'm wondering, if you know other people that just like,
a lot of people during COVID lost their job and started a business. So many people started
there's a lot
businesses.
of consultants, right?
So when I host pop-up shops, I met so many people who just started their business. Whether I met a guy who makes jelly, he started during COVID. He made the jelly at home, and then people loved it, and now he has a whole business out of it. I met people who make their own handmade jewelry. So people really got into starting businesses during COVID. Myself, I didn't start during COVID because I've been in business for over 10 years, but I lost my job. And once my job closed down, and I was just like, that's it, I'm going into full-time entrepreneurship.
And you morphed over the different things that you do to ultimately be a resource for people to have the business resources that they wish they had. I'm telling you, today you can do business anywhere. It's just about how to make sure that businesses continue to grow, and working with a coach, working with a mentor, reaching out to these resources that are in the community for free. SCORE, the Small Business Administration, Bridgeport OIC. We got to give a shout out to Deborah that does a lot to help individuals. you know, all these different organizations, the Women's Business Development Center, if I didn't already say that, the Chambers of Commerce are huge. I just went to an event for that, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce put together, a matter of fact, at Ramon's space, and it was just beautiful. And I will tell you, like his office, I'm talking about his office, but his office has like games in there. Yeah. So they have all the stations where you could just put your computer and work. And they have like video games. He's got podcasting in there, things that they can do.
And they have like the Latino Business Network and all different type of networks that you can actually join as a monthly membership and be able to network with a whole lot of other. Your number one resource and tool is going to be networking. Networking is key. If it wasn't for me networking with you, Carmen, there's a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have if we didn't have that conversation and say, you talk for me all the time. Like, I know somebody that does this, but that's important. Your friendship, the people you're around, who you're networking with, those people could get you in position to grow your business.
I mean, and at the end of the game, we want people to be successful. Yeah. We want the individuals like you, Jen, that are in our community that run their business, but they open up their space to do things for the community, for the youth, for small businesses. We have to support that. We have to be able to engage that. And we're putting on the website up for Jen, the Dream Suite Collective, one more time for you. Reach out, even if it's just that you wanted to attend events. You know a business owner that's looking for services, refer them. Yeah. You know, get them to connect. Follow social media. I think today, some key things that I heard you say was, you know, a mentor or somebody that you can talk to is key.
It is.
You know? I don't know about you, but my number one volunteer is my family. Yeah. So is your family like
my family is very supportive, and I have a group of supportive friends. I talk to them. Business is hard. Running a business is not easy. It's not small. You know, it's not small. Like you said, running a small business is a big deal. So having that family, the friends, and people that you can connect with is important.
My friend Carmen Colon said way back, she was like, I have my own U Inc., like my own board of people who love me, appreciate it, and will tell me like it is to support business. Yeah. Jen, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Having me.
And just being such a great resource in the community. Please give a hug and some love to Shay and to Bobby. And we're going to have Bobby on the show because she's doing Bobby. A lot of amazing things in the community to give back. And she's young, and you know, we have to support individuals here. And I didn't know if you knew, but in our studio, we're going to be running a youth program.
Yeah, that's
going to do some of that. Isn't that awesome?
That's cool.
Yeah, so make sure you look for us on our Soundview, Facebook page. You know, watch the show, share the show. Make sure you let Jen, people know that Jen is on the show. So just make sure that you're involved, that you're being helpful, that you're helping other people, and you too every day make a difference. I want to thank you for watching and tuning in one more time at Connecticut at your service. We'll see you here next Tuesday at 6:30.